All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our episode of the Artist Spotlight. Today we are featuring Mr. Felipe Leon. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
Great, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. This I feel like a superstar in this interview.
Oh, yes. And you're sporting a new stylish hairdo.
I know, which it wasn't very well thought through. Knowing that I had this interview, I would have kept my normal hair, but
It's
I love to
okay.
everyone. It's pink.
That's okay. You're
I hope
debuting a new look.
I hope everyone joins it. So
Yeah. It's
it
bringing
makes me
so much.
happy. It makes me feel happy.
That's
So
all that matters, Felipe. That's all that matters. You are not in San Francisco right now. So where are you?
yeah, no, I'm not. Currently I'm in New York City. I was in San Francisco from when we started the lockdown from March all the way to July 4th. And
Okay.
then I had to travel to New York to be here for a few months, but
Okay.
I'll be back right before we start our season.
Yes, so exciting.
Um,
That's so great.
I haven't been able to go to my country, which is Colombia, as some of you know. I haven't been able to go, so I really miss that um, very strong connection with people, and I have it here. So I'm
Wow.
happy to be here
Oh,
again.
that's wonderful. I'm so glad that you're able to do that. Why don't you tell us all where you're from?
Well, well, I'm from Bogota, Colombia. I was born there, and I lived there until I was 18 years old.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Close my eyes, and then I woke up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm 25 right now, so it's been almost 7 years of me being here, which is crazy to me because now that I'm a little bit older, I realized that I left home so early.
Yeah.
I never when I left home when I was 18. I left my house, my family. I took my luggage with my clothing, and I just left.
Wow. Wow.
So
Were you dancing in Colombia?
yeah, so I actually started dancing really late.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I started when I just turned 17.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Were you athletic before? Or
No. So no,
that's
not at all.
amazing.
I was always very inclined for like art, and I always listened to like classical music, and I was very interested in
Yeah.
like the classical side of, but I never thought the environment where I grew up, it wasn't an option for you to be a ballet dancer. Like that was never in your mind whatsoever, or being a musician or anything like that, because it wasn't. So I always wanted to dance. In my school we always had, in Colombia you always dance. So in my school we had like little shows, and I will be the one with my other friends dancing in
Yeah.
front of the whole school. So I always had the love for dance, but I never thought about ballet. It just came very late in my life, and then I left. Kind of
But
just
did you, so you were 17 when you started doing ballet. Was there a school that you went to in Colombia to start your training?
yes. So I the last year in my high school we were doing a little project, and um one of the person that was helping us win the dance, she was a ballet teacher back in Colombia, and she kind of saw we were stretching, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're so flexible," and I was like,
Natural.
"I'm like, what are you talking about?" And then she was like, "Have you ever done ballet?" I'm like, "Ballet? That's not. No, I've never done ballet, and I don't want to do ballet." And then one day I just came back home, and I just watched a few things, and I was like, "What? There's nothing wrong with that. I should just go and try."
Oh my God.
And I went to take a class, and everyone in the class was like, "Oh my God, Cherna, show me your first position, show me your fifth position." And everyone was like on top of me. And I was like, "This is very strange." I'm like, there must be something good about it. And
Like they're saying good things to me. Okay.
I know, right? Like this is nice.
Yeah.
Um, and then
There's no.
I know, and then so I start taking class with her. Um, and then she was like, "You should go somewhere else. You should." I was still my last days in high school. Luckily, my my teachers where I went to high school. So my high school was from 6 a.m. till 12
Oh wow.
midday, but I will leave at 10:30
To go do ballet.
a.m. to go to ballet take
Wow.
class because it was really far from my house. And she took me once to that school, and I started going, and I saw the professional dancers jumping to music. You know, they were just so elegant and so beautiful and so powerful. I
Yeah.
saw them, and I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to commit to. I want to be like them. I want to dance. I want to perform for people. I want to be that person.
Oh.
There's jumping in a full split in a beautiful position, effortless,
Yeah.
always giving, and it brings me happiness, and it's all what I want to
Oh.
do. After that school, I went to a different school in Bogota too. That's named Compañía Colombiana de Danza. It's directed by Alicia Cajiao and Jairo Lastre, and they were the people that helped me to train. And after that, I applied for a scholarship in Houston Ballet. I went to Houston Ballet for the summer intensive. I was like I just in for like a year.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was of course I was like I was 18,
Yeah.
and all these kids were 16, 15. We're in the same level. I didn't speak any English
Oh
at
my gosh.
all, like not English. So it was really hard for me. I ended up not staying for different reasons. So I had to go back to Colombia, and it was a really hard time because my dream just fade out.
Well,
My
you had that taste of I'm at this big ballet school. There are other kids that want to do what I want to do, and then you go back and you and
and then exactly, and then you go back and then you start from zero, and just going there was a huge, I mean, and shout out to my mom and
oh,
to a lot of people that have seen, and I know, I mean, I'm sure they'll be watching, and there's a lot of people that have been there for me just right here. And just seeing all of that effort from so many people, I was very devastated. And then I end up just going away with my best friend to Cartagena in Colombia. We just ran away for 6 months. Cartagena is up in the Caribbean in Colombia, so it's very different from Bogota. So Bogota, it's surrounded by mountains, so it's colder.
right.
It's in the cooler side. Cartagena is it's Caribbean. It's super warm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and we went there and we kind of stopped dancing for a little bit, and we were just doing something else.
Yeah.
And then we found this like contemporary hip hop company, and we start working with them. We just passed by, we knew about it, we talked to them, and they were like, "Oh, we have a show coming up," and it was very different. And my friend, it was also a dancer back in the day, so we're like, "Fine, let's do it."
Awesome. That's so
I know.
cool.
It was like what? And then someone else came and we start teaching classes. I created Alice in Wonderland, the full length ballet when I was 18 years old for
Oh
this
my
experience.
gosh.
I know I look back at it, I'm like, what did I just do? And so I did that. And being in Cartagena, I realized that I was a ballet dancer. I needed to do ballet. And so I applied for Ballet Academy East in New York City. They contact me, Darla and Julia,
Yay.
contact me. We had an interview. They were like, we would like you to come to New York City to win your scholarship to continue your education as a ballet dancer. So
Amazing.
I saved money. And I left.
Ah,
And here
at
I am.
18 years old to and then And then did you go back to Colombia here and there for holiday, or did you have to stay here?
Yeah, no. When I was in the school, I was very lucky to have the support of my mom, and I was going back to Colombia every 6 months.
Hmm.
So I went for Christmas and summer for those 2 years, 3 years, because it was too quick for my mom to just, it was kind of your son is 18 and he's
Gone now. Yeah.
gone. Like I mean, you're not gonna be able to see him. So I try to come when I was there twice a year. It's getting less and less when the time, but
So when you got to Ballet Academy East, what was that transition coming from smaller schools in Colombia and a small company in Colombia? How was that transition for you going to this big, huge professional ballet school?
um, well, this school is amazing. One
Yeah.
of the things with the Ballet Academy is that they have a few students, so it was always the classes were very small,
Right.
and so that wasn't the biggest adjustment. The biggest adjustment was the language,
Mm.
because I still, when I got to New York in 2014, I didn't speak any English yet, and I knew a few words,
Look at you. Like you're like, that's amazing. Wow.
But what life does to you,
Yeah.
you have to learn. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I remember always one teacher in particular, she was like, you need to understand. If you don't understand, you're gone. Like, it's not gonna happen. And right away, you know, you're surrounded by them. So then that was the hardest for me to get used to. It was just the language, and of course, I was alone.
Right.
I was 18, 20, turning 19 years old in New York City. I didn't speak the language. I didn't have my mom and my family around me. I was just, it was whatever I wanted to do.
You had to learn a lot of things very quickly and grow up very
Yeah,
quickly. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I am like, I don't want to figure out it now. It's hard. It's very hard
Yeah.
when you're so young, and you just have to learn.
Well, and it's New York City. There's so much going on. There's so much dance. There's so much
There is everything here.
everything. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's also bad things. There is good, bad, horrible things. So you kind of just have to be very grounded and know what do you want and where you want to go and how you want to make it happen.
Yeah.
If you're not grounded in that way, you're gonna lose your focus.
Yeah. Well,
So
and so was your living situation at the dorms, or did you have to find your own apartment?
it was all over. It was a long, for a while I lived when someone from a teacher from the school, and then life moves around, and you go out all the way up in Harlem, and then on west side, and then the east side.
Or, yeah.
I was very lucky always to be in Manhattan and be always around really
That's
close to the school, so I was always was able to walk.
Oh, that's great.
Even in winter, at the end we used to have an apartment on 78, so we just used to walk in the winter to the school.
Dress like an Eskimo in order to stay warm.
For us, I love walking. So
Yeah.
it's never an issue for me going with with my two best friends now that I still have them in my life, thanks to
Right.
them. We'll just walk to school, and we were like, I'm like, my face is burning from the cold. And they're like, but it's like 10 blocks away.
Yeah.
Things like that. We don't have that in my country. All of that, it was really hard for me to like understand, but
You did it.
no
It's
problem
amazing.
now.
How many years were you at Ballet Academy East? Okay, wow.
So 2 years and a half.
2.5 years, yeah. Nice.
But I was always the oldest.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was kind of, it was just a little bit different because all the kids were 14, 15, 16, and here I am 21 at the last year. I'm like, I had my beer already. And everyone, I was like, what's going on with these kids? But
you did it.
but you have to get over it.
get over it and just, you know what, this is where I am right now and I'm going to do my best and this is what I want out of my life and I'm going to do it.
And
Have
it
the
helps a
spirit.
lot. And that's what I saw a lot of here. A lot of people have, you grew up in a country where you have everything,
Right.
right? We do have everything in my country too. It's just it's a different everything.
Yeah.
It's a different setup. So but when you grow up here, it's right there. Ballet is right here. If you grew up in New York City, ballet, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Seeing
but
it.
then exactly everything. It's just everything. So now when you come here and you see all of this, for me it's like this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is the only chance that you have.
Wow. Oh, that's so inspiring. That's amazing, Felipe. Wow.
Thank you.
So cool.
Oh, believe me, it's like my life is a journey. It's every day I wake up and there is something going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to. You only get one. You got to live it, right?
Oh my God, I'm happy. I'm so happy. I
Yeah.
am happy to be here. I'm happy
Yeah.
to breathe. I'm happy to have my friends. I eat. You know, I dye my hair pink.
So after you were finishing up your time at Ballet Academy East, what was your transition to the next chapter of your life?
Um, wow.
What was
So
that?
I know it's so much. I'm gonna like put in a little, just a little bit. I A lot of the time that I was at Ballet Academy East, because of my not a lot of the time, but I'm sorry, the last year, I was really injured, really badly. My patella had a little tear, um, just from life, just
Yeah. Yeah. Jumping.
dancing many hours a day, every day.
Yeah.
Um, so I did that last year when I was graduating. I was trying to do auditions. So what I was doing is that I wouldn't jump the whole week, but I would jump on Saturday.
For the
And
audition.
of course, I mean, it was really hard because it was the pain afterwards, and then we had show here, and my visa was kind of like a TikTok warning. It was there was always my visa. It's always something that it's right because I'm from another country, so it's something that is very present on my life.
Yeah.
But at the end, in May, just a few weeks before my visa expired, Sean Kelly, which it's very well known for us, someone very
Yeah.
he was like, Felipe, there is this company in Walnut Creek. They're looking from somebody. Just send your information. Audition for them. That's what what he said to me, and he gave me information, and I met Lauren,
Oh my God. And the rest is history.
and, and the rest is history. It's and the rest is history. This is gonna be in October. It's gonna be my fifth
This
season
season.
with Diablo Ballet, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
I am so grateful with Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be a
Pretty
part of
amazing.
this organization. I'm happy to be on stage when everyone that works there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm happy what we do about what we do. Um, we are a great ballet company that does things differently.
Yeah.
We all have different lives, and I like where I am right now.
Now, with your transition from Ballet Academy East and coming to Diablo, being a small company, do you feel like this was, a really unique experience for you coming from another country and then kind of segueing into a smaller, really focused school, but then also now into a smaller company? Do you feel like your experience has been a little bit more unique in that regard?
Yes, I yes, I do think that a lot of us dream differently, and a lot
Yeah.
of us dream being in a giant company with 200 dancers and doing different things. I I realized that I'm not the kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of dancer, and I like being with my 12 coworkers.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same. And how has your life kind of changed since quarantine has begun, what has been like this next whole trajectory for you?
Well, that's like really hard to answer. Um, it's been very difficult. Just it's so weird, right? I was very upset we didn't finish our season. Then we started taking classes online, and it was really difficult for me. It was very difficult because we live. I live in San Francisco. I have a small space. You have to share, and we all have different lives too. So one person needs to do this thing, the other person needs to do this thing, and then you have one space. You can go anywhere. I actually something that really has helped me in this process. It's been running. Not a lot of people know this, but I start running March 20th, and I haven't stopped running since then. I've never run like
Awesome.
I
Wait,
never
how
run
do you run?
before. It's like why
Dance
would you run? I'm like your knees are gonna explode. I start doing different stuff instead of dancing. I have been taking some courses online to improve my English. Um,
Cool.
and now I started this campaign, which I am very happy that you asked that.
Yeah.
I pair up with a foundation called United Way. They We are going to start gathering new or used iPads, tablets, or laptops for kids that don't have these electronic devices for them to be at home and go to their classes, right? Like all schools they're being moved to online
Yeah, and
platforms,
the
and
false.
there's so many kids in Colombia they don't have the opportunity to continue their education, and it just breaks my heart. I think to have brilliant minds, to have people choosing the right person to be as a president, to
Yeah,
have for everything, for a good for a good life, for a good
be
world,
a
we
good
need
person.
people in
Yes.
education,
Right.
right? And not these kids not being able to just even if it's online, right?
Yeah.
It's just feeling that you matter as anybody else.
Right.
You don't have money to buy an iPad or a tablet, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to go to take your class.
Right.
So I feel like we forget that there's people that they need the help, and it's just that an iPad that you haven't used,
Yeah.
right? That you only have storage in your closet from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You just reset your iPad and you're gonna send it to us, and a United Way and I will send it to the kids in Colombia. It will be distributed, and they're gonna be able to go back to school.
Uh-huh.
So it's gonna be I'm gonna be the person recollecting all the everything. I'm gonna be the person in charge of all of that, and then United Way they're going to take all of it, take it to Colombia, and they're gonna distribute it to the kids. But
Oh,
for sure, oh my God, I invite people. I now I'm gonna take this opportunity to invite everyone to put your hand on the heart, and just help.
oh, you're there. That's amazing that you've taken this journey and giving back. And I think that's something that us as artists, we yeah, obviously we love the physical aspects of dancing, but it's all kind of that um, vision to express ourselves and serve people.
I take the opportunity to tell everyone that you need to follow your dreams. You
Yeah.
need to you need to work, and you need to make them come true.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you tuning in and hearing all of our stories. Thank you so much, Felipe, for joining me tonight. You have a beautiful story, and I know that so many people are going to really enjoy hearing it. So,
Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you everyone for supporting us and being with us. Diablo Ballet can't wait to be back on stage for you, and we are working really hard in providing content and just for you to be informed and entertained, and just stick with us, and we can't wait to see you again.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye.